Around Christmas time I was really poorly. Again, couldn't walk, I wasn't able to hold a knife and fork, so I couldn't feed myself properly. It was really sort of backs to the wall. I was having bed baths and things by my partner, which again was incredibly hard. So at that point it was sort of, I'd say probably the lowest of the low. It was the sort of radiotherapy that really sort of turned me. Then 2-3 weeks I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat, for myself anyway.
So the palliative care team that we've had have really impacted on our lives because we've been able to have the right support in place. When they came into our lives, we didn't have the right equipment to be able to support Dean with the daily activities that was put in place for us, and they've always been there to support us emotionally. No conversation has been too long. They've always been able to listen to us, and that's just felt like an overall support that we didn't have beforehand.
He was obviously very anxious, and his family were as well, and he was very low in mood. So obviously we had to be very, gentle with him and just explain that we're here to help him and his family, and we do it at his pace.
Myself and the occupational therapist had to work really closely together because Dean's needs meant that he needed to see both professions. In the early stages of his illness and following his surgery, when we were involved with him, his physical condition was really quite poor, which would warrant kind of physiotherapists from going in, but also just to be able to manage and cope functionally around the home. The involvement of the occupational therapist was really important. So whilst I was focusing on his maybe movement and his exercise capacity and his energy levels, it was really important that Michelle was involved with making things easier for him functionally, whether that be washing, dressing, enjoying time in the kitchen, in the lounge.
So there was one moment where she really did push me really hard, and I felt personally that it knocked me back. However, it didn't. It propelled me even further forward because it showed that I could actually do what she was asking. So rather than taking a negative view, it actually turned into a massive positive, and that's when I started to be able to walk with a walking stick, albeit very slowly. However, again, that started to really manoeuvre and start to propel and go forward, where I was then able to kick the walking stick out the way kind of thing and get back to walking as normal as possible.
From my initial assessment, where we were looking at basic daily needs, toileting, sitting, tolerance, to looking at him now where he is considering a return to work, it's brilliant.
Life has been going down and then going back up, and now we're sort of at that stable plateau stage. We get on with our lives, everything has changed drastically. We don't do the things that maybe we used to do as much, so there is no nightlife or there is no long social events, but we have been able to adhere to what we can do. And if Dean gets a bit tired, or together combined, I mean, I'm very tired as well, we just come home and rest and nap, but it's not stopping us from going out shopping and going out for a meal and doing our favourite things still. We're just very aware of what he can and cannot do.
It was again contact with the Macmillan, and I had the complementary therapy, which is where a lady called Elaine, she came in, and I had 6 sessions, and I could basically pick whether I wanted a back massage, foot massage, or basically anything. And again, it was something that allowed me to calm down, even speak to someone else, maybe on the way that I'm feeling, how I've progressed. So the emotional support that I got along the way, from obviously diagnosis to where I am now, has mainly come from my partner Sophie. She's kept me going, and basically she kept me alive in hospital through all the really tough times. So I've got utmost respect, and the amount of thanks that I've got to her is absolutely ridiculous.
How can we give the best care to that patient? So it's simple things, it's not great big things, it's just improving the attendance at the palliative care meetings, making sure there's somebody from this team, somebody from district nurses there to talk about the patients with the GPs. It's making sure that simple meeting around the table is well attended, and that the team try and get there to continue to talk about the service. It's all of those little things. It's our whiteboard where we know where our patients are they in hospital. It's our consultant working in the hospital, and it's the hospital consultant coming out into community. We've actually, somebody says palliative care has no rules, and very much integration should not have any rules.